on News 2.
Surveillance cameras capture a possible suspect in the Boston Marathon bombings.
Meanwhile, flags fly half-staff in memory of the victims. And the latest Crimestoppers report how you can help police with some of the latest investigations and earn a reward in the process. Plus, in our Carnival Corner, the youngsters show off some stage presence, creative style, and lyrics during the Junior Calypso Competition. Hello, welcome, and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, there is a possible break in the investigation into the Boston Marathon bombing. Benita Nair was at the scene and has the details.
Well, at this point, no arrests have been made, but there is surveillance video of a possible suspect believed to have planted the bomb. Now, at this point, authorities are saying they are discussing whether to identify him publicly, but there is a very good description of who they're looking for. A law enforcement source has confirmed to CBS News that a suspect in the Boston Marathon bombings has been identified in surveillance video. The suspect is a young man who appears to be dropping a black bag carrying the second bomb that exploded near the finish line. Investigators say the suspect in the video is wearing a gray hoodie and a baseball cap turned backwards. The suspect was on his cell phone when the first bomb went off. He is then seen quickly leaving the scene. According to CBS sources, investigators zeroed in on the suspect using cell phone records that showed who was making calls in the area at that exact time. Investigators in hazardous material suits searched the scene of the bombings today. FBI photos show the remains of an explosive device, including twisted pieces of metal, charred wires, and a battery. One photo shows a half-inch nail and part of a zipper stained with blood. The items are now being analyzed at FBI headquarters in Virginia. Investigators say the devices were pressure cooker bombs packed with shrapnel. The lid of one apparently blew to a nearby roof. The explosions left 3 people dead and more than 170 injured. Doctors performed amputations on many and removed chunks of debris.
Some are metal, some are plastic, some are wood, some are concrete.
President Obama and the First Lady will travel to Boston tomorrow to attend a memorial service for the victims. Now, in addition to the details about what the suspect is wearing, officials are telling us he is 6 foot to 6'2" with a medium build. Reporting in Boston, Benita Nair, back to you.
Meanwhile, Capitol Police gave the all clear after investigating at least 3 suspicious packages delivered at Senate office buildings. Alabama Senator Richard Shelby confirmed his office received one of them. Senator Carl Levin says his regional office in Michigan received a suspicious letter, and hazmat crews responded to the Phoenix office of Senator Jeff Flake, but letters there were harmless. But the FBI says initial tests on a letter addressed to President Obama detected the deadly poison ricin. Letter sent to Mississippi Senator Roger Wicker on Tuesday also tested positive. Both were intercepted at off-site mail facilities and are undergoing further testing. The FBI says the letter sent to Senator Wicker and the president are both postmarked Memphis, Tennessee and dated April 8th. Mail delivery to Capitol Hill is suspended for the next 2 days as a precaution. The flags on top of the White House were lowered Tuesday in memory of the victims of the Boston Marathon bombings. In a proclamation Tuesday, President Obama ordered the flags at the White House and all federal buildings lowered to half-staff. Meanwhile, Senate President Sean Michael Malone has requested that flags at the U.S. Virgin Islands legislature be flown at half-staff in acknowledgement. He said any terrorist attack on American soil is a tragedy that cannot be overlooked. Governor DeYoung also directed that all flags on all public buildings be flown at half-staff until sunset Saturday as a mark of respect for the Boston bombing victims. Senator Narita O'Reilly said someone is using her name to ask for money. On Tuesday, the senator's office released a statement saying that somebody created a fraudulent Facebook account in the name of Nellie Rivera O'Reilly, and they are soliciting money and commenting on her behalf. She wants the public to know she is in no way affiliated with that Facebook account, and she has reported it to the proper authorities. O'Reilly's office said they have temporarily deactivated her account, and the senator apologizes for any inconvenience or misunderstanding this may have caused. Police remind you that if you have any information about crimes or any persons involved, you can call Crimestoppers. You never have to give your name or appear in court. Crimestoppers USVI will pay a cash reward of up to $2,500, and you can remain anonymous. Unclaimed rewards expire 6 months after award date. Here is this week's report. On St. Croix, police need your assistance to locate and apprehend 18-year-old Trevor Anthony Mars. He has brown skin, brown eyes, black hair, is 5'7" tall, and weighs about 100 pounds. He is known to frequent estates Golden Rock and Catherine's Rest, Harborview Apartments, and Carib Villas Apartments. Police say he may be armed, so do not try to apprehend him. Over on St. John on April 3rd, about 2:45 a.m. in the area of Frank Powell Park, police say a man was assaulted by another unidentified man who struck him several times with a rock. Tell Crimestoppers what you know so police can identify and arrest the assailant. On St. Thomas on March 28th at 10:20 p.m., a woman and her son were driving home. As they approached Contant in the area of the Old Mill, the mother heard gunshots and realized she had been hit by at least one of the bullets. Help police identify and arrest the shooter or shooters so no one else becomes a victim. Be part of the solution. Crimestoppers say help make our islands a safer place to live and visit by telling them what you know about these or any other crimes at www.crimestoppersusvi.org or by calling 1-800-222-8477. You can also text USVI plus your message to crimes at 274-637. Remember, if your tip leads to an arrest or the recovery of stolen property, illegal drugs, or weapons, you will receive a cash reward to be paid according to your instructions. The minimum cash reward for the arrest of an assailant is $900. For the arrest of a fugitive, it is $357. The maximum reward is $2,500. A bill to outlaw synthetic marijuana and drugs commonly referred to as bath salts passed the Senate by a vote of 9-4 Tuesday. The Daily News reported that bill sponsor Senator Samuel Sanas said he brought the bill forward as a preventative measure. He told them that he has talked with St. Croix parents whose children have been affected by the drug. The legislation adds marijuana and bath salts to the VI code as controlled substances and makes it illegal to traffic or be in possession of the drugs. A statement from Sanas' office says these designer drugs are available from local convenience stores, although they're federally banned. Well, in an attempt to accommodate existing and future cruise ships and improve navigational safety during arrival and departure maneuvers, the VI Port Authority has submitted a joint application to the VI Coastal Zone Management Commission and the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to dredge the East Gregory Channel in Crown Bay, St. Thomas. VI Port Authority Executive Director Carlton Dow said the joint application proposes to dredge the north side of the Crown Bay cruise ship dock and the East Gregory Channel to 11 meters. Minimal impact on the marine environment is expected. Dow said the material dredged will be useful for construction projects. Well, American Airlines warned passengers traveling today that some flights may have been canceled after a computer meltdown. American's reservation management systems went down yesterday morning, keeping the third largest air carrier's planes on ground and stranding thousands. American fixed the problem by mid-afternoon. Some cancellations and delays continue. On St. Thomas, a flight that was scheduled to land at Sirili King Airport on Tuesday at 5:47 arrived at the expected time. However, an incoming flight at 8:55 was canceled. Outgoing flights from St. Thomas to Miami and New York were all canceled. On St. Croix, the only flight that was scheduled to arrive at 1:20 landed on time. Keeping our eye on the economy, car ownership comes with its own expenses, and it's a lot worse than you probably realize. A new report out by AAA found owning an average sedan will drain about $9,100 a year from your wallet. When you factor in gas, insurance, maintenance, and tires, that cost is up about 2% from last year, mostly driven by an 11% surge in maintenance costs. This is the New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank Stock Market Watch. Everything down: the Dow 138, NASDAQ 59, S&P 22. Coming up on NEWS2, highlights of the tasty treats and celebrity chefs from the St. Croix Food and Wine Experience. And in our Carnival Corner, the youngsters show off some stage presence, creative style, and lyrics during the Junior Calypso Competition. And what does the new MSI t-shirt look like? That's coming up next. Well, it's time for our Carnival Corner. 12 young Virgin Islanders proved you're never too young to sing calypso. They sang about everything from politics to parenting. And here are the winners. In the primary division, Nicole Prince Short Shirt Emmanuel was the winner. In the secondary division, the winner is Jalen King Yellowman Fredericks. And the intermediate winner is Kennifer Lady Bacchanal Edwards. Let's take a listen to some of the winners.
So mommy decided to go to karate, and she really taking it to heart. She even went to buy a black belt from Kmart. Every night she practicing, sunlight so what she cussing, releasing how she a going ha 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 ha. Every day and night mommy ball, wapa, I can't take it no more. Wapa, money has to go. Wapa, lady killing me. Wapa take. I sang about good times and bad times too. I was singing my heart out to you. So tonight I'm dedicating this one to you and you and you, my devoted fans. Give me one more jam, you just give me one more jam, you just give me one more jam, you just give me one more jam. Thank you for supporting me.
And it all continues tonight. It's Cultural Night. King and Queen of the Band. We hear some cultural music and acts. This is also when we get to view on stage the competitors for King and Queen of the Costumes, and look out for them on the parade route. Thursday, it's the VI Calypso Competition, and then the St. Thomas Carnival Village honoring Sir Frederick Anthony Larson of Chico's Distributing opens on April 19th, 6 p.m. at the Fort Christian parking lot with a ribbon cutting ceremony and presentation. An excellent job there by the young Calypsonians. Well, it's a carnival tradition. The MSI Building Supplies 2013 Carnival T-shirt celebrates a major milestone, the company's history, 40 years of Island Tough. And here it is, an oversized orange 4 is prominent while the 0 is visible through a multicolored screen of shooting stars and MSI logos on the T-shirt's front. The company has been actively involved in Carnival for several decades. Here's some of the old shirts, and they have produced an iconic T-shirt design every year. MSI Carnival T-shirts are available in sizes children through adults, XXX large at MSI for $5 while supplies last. Well, we've all heard about First Lady Michelle Obama's Let's Move initiative to get children physically active, but part of that healthy initiative was also her Chef's Move to Schools program, started in 2010 to get healthy foods in school while showing students that nutrition can be fun. One of her favorite chefs shared that message Wednesday as part of the St. Croix Food and Wine's Week of Activities. NEWS2's Erica Parsons has more.
The University of the Virgin Islands, Quality Foods, and the Departments of Education and Agriculture teamed up with the St. Croix Foundation to promote healthy eating in schools.
The foundation has brought people in from the Gates Foundation to meet with educators on best practices. We brought people in to focus on classroom management, but no one has ever really reached out to the people in the cafeteria, which is really critical because that's the health and nutrition for our youth.
DC chef Todd Gray was handpicked by Michelle Obama to lead her Chef's Move to Schools program. It's a campaign that encourages chefs to get involved with local schools.
For us was to get gardens and to use gardens as a form of education and use gardens as a way of teaching children how to grow food, and that tomatoes actually come from the ground and they don't come from a can. How much is allocated per child? It's in the United States, it's $2.39 a meal. That's a hard number to wrestle with. What we've shown them is that even one day a week. We do a healthy salad bar, we do a healthy panini, or we do something that is a fresh approach.
Chef Todd and his wife showed culinary students from 3 schools and 2 youth groups, as well as the kitchen staff from local schools and members of the public, how to make tasty, healthy meals from food bought locally. They purchased fish from the tilapia farm.
I went and stopped and bought local bananas and green onions from the farm down the street. And we did a little saute of tilapia, spiced tilapia with bananas and spring onions, all from the island, all sustainable, and the kids loved it.
We have to recognize the incredible produce and everything else we have right in our community. And one thing that's really important in these difficult economic times is buying local. So the more that we can produce and purchase locally, the better off it is for all of us in our economy.
Support local agriculture, local commerce, and do something that is local and it's good for us, and we don't have to source products from outside the island.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
Chef Todd is also participating in a number of different activities this week for the St. Croix Food and Wine Experience, including a book signing and as a judge for the Taste of St. Croix on Thursday. Well, the St. Croix Food and Wine Experience began Sunday with cuisine on the green at the Carambola Golf Course. The successful event provided a mere taste of the excitement among local and celebrity chefs who are participating this week.
It's a time for them to come together and everyone it's a great time. A lot of chefs come down, everyone gets together, it's fun. We look forward as chefs, to being in the Taste of St. Croix and the Food and Wine Experience.
The excitement and the enthusiasm by all of the cooks and everyone involved, and even just the community here in St. Croix. Everyone is so excited, and I think it's also just the beginning of a bigger picture for St. Croix.
It's become one of the larger culinary competitions in the world, so we not only get a lot of Crucians to come out for it, but we also get people coming from St. John and St. Thomas, as well as people stateside will come for it. We have a lot of visiting famous chef judges, so it's a great event.
Looks like a lot of fun. Stick around. Your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.